Close your fist with maximum force for 5 seconds. Now open it slowly. Feel the heat in your fingers, the vibration in the tendons of your forearm, the sensation that the tissues reorganized from within. This is what isometric pressure does to the fascia. Imagine that same process applied to the central axis of your body. Palms pressed together in front of your chest, spine aligned, attention divided between the crown of your head and the coccyx. In a few cycles, the body begins to unrust from within, and what seemed fixed for years regains its response. Your bones can still be elastic. The gesture that activates this is what we are going to go through now. The stiffness you feel when you wake up arrived in silent layers over months and years as an adaptation of a system that learned to sustain certain patterns as if they were safe. The fascia, the network of connective tissue that envelops every muscle, bone, and nerve in the body in a continuous and interdependent structure, responds to the pattern it repeats. A spine that spends hours compressed learns to stay short. A chest that carries chronic tension learns to stay closed. Overloaded shoulders remain elevated long after the moment the pressure ceased. When this network loses fluidity at one point, the restriction spreads through the entire chain. Cervical stiffness resonates in the lower back. The closed chest shortens the breath, and the entire body begins to cost more just to exist. Each layer you are going to release here is part of a much larger map. The exclusive guide, Healing in Motion, brings together 22 somatic cycles organized into 4 axes, and one of them was designed entirely for the process of structural thawing that this video initiates. Practices that go from fascial elasticity to the restoration of the deep axis. If this resonates with you, secure your access to the content by clicking the first pinned comment. What makes this reversal possible is the nature of isometric contraction. When you press with force without producing movement, the body receives a type of information that the common gesture of stretching or relaxing does not deliver: the perception of contour, of boundary, of axis. The nervous system interprets this conscious pressure as a signal of organization. The body perceives that structure exists, that support exists, and begins to release the diffuse vigilance state that kept the tissues under background tension. The Yi Jin Jing, the classic of muscle and tendon transformation, systematized this principle more than 1,000 years ago. The central premise was that the body reorganizes from the inside out through conscious tension, precise posture, and directed intention. The pressure taught the body to unrust from the inside out, sustaining axis, distributing vitality throughout the entire architecture, and reintroducing circulation where there was stagnation. The heat that arises during practice is tissular. Blood flow increases in the regions that receive the load. The vibration that runs through the arms corresponds to the neuromuscular response of sustained contraction. And the expansion that occurs in the chest reveals that the diaphragm has recovered real amplitude of movement. These 3 markers, heat, vibration, and expansion, confirm that the architecture around the bones is responding. Now the practice. You do not need equipment, a wide space, or prior warm-up, only your body and complete attention. The first step is foot position. Stand with your feet parallel, hip-width apart. Your knees are slightly unlocked with minimal softness in the joint. Your weight is distributed equally between both feet, from the heels to the toes. This is your foundation. The second step is the vertical axis. From your feet, sense a line that rises through the ankles, through the knees, passes through the center of the pelvis, runs the entire length of the spine, and reaches the top of the head. Imagine this line extending in 2 directions at the same time, the top of the skull expanding toward the ceiling, while the coccyx descends toward the floor. This dual movement creates space between the vertebrae and activates the deep support of the spine before any pressure begins. The third step is hand position. Bring your palms together in front of your chest at sternum height. Your elbows are aligned with your wrists, forming a horizontal line. Move your palms a few inches away from your chest, opening space between your hands and the sternum. This separation allows the rib cage to respond to what is about to come. The fourth step is breath and pressure. Inhale deeply through your nose, allowing the air to descend to your abdomen. On a slow, continuous exhale through your nose, begin pressing your palms against each other with gradual and increasing force. The pressure builds throughout the entire exhale, reaching its peak at the moment the lungs empty. Your shoulders remain low without rising toward your ears. Your neck remains free without additional tension. The force happens entirely between your palms and travels through your forearms, your arms, your chest, and resonates in your spine. The fifth step is divided attention. While the pressure holds through the exhale, divide your attention between 2 points at the same time: the top of your head, where the vertical thread ends, and the weight of the coccyx, where it begins. This simultaneous awareness of the complete axis is what sets this gesture apart from a simple muscular contraction. The body sustains the axis while the fascia responds under conscious pressure. At the end of the exhale, release the pressure between your palms and inhale naturally without forcing. In this moment of opening after the contraction, the body unrusts from within, and you will feel it concretely: the heat in the tissues, the vibration spreading through the arms, and the sensation of expansion in the chest. These are the 3 markers that the practice is active and the structure is responding. Do between 3 and 5 complete cycles. Each round deepens the response. The heat grows, the vibration becomes clearer, the spinal axis gains more definition. After the last cycle, remain still for a moment with your eyes closed. Did the structure yield? Did your shoulders drop? Did your breath reach deeper? Notice what was opaque from within beginning to flow. With regular practice, the body learns to unrust beyond the moment of the technique. The perception of its own axis returns. The spine that used to wake up rigid begins to have an internal reference of alignment. The breath that was trapped in the upper chest finds depth because the trunk has learned to receive expansion under conscious pressure. The fatigue that arrived before effort recedes because circulation in the fascial layers has become more active. There is something that goes beyond the physical. When the structure recovers axis and elasticity, presence transforms. The space you occupy around you takes on another quality. The gesture of joining the palms, creating pressure and sustaining the axis, is an act of return to the body itself. Vitality remains, held in layers that were waiting for precise pressure and real attention to circulate again. Your bones can still be elastic, as an experience you have already begun to feel now. If this content delivered something real to you, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to receive each new video as soon as it is published. Write in the comments, "My body is still elastic, and every gesture with presence reintroduces life where there was stiffness." Let it anchor what you felt here in a place the body continues to integrate long after this video ends. And if what you felt here opens something you want to continue, the guide Healing in Motion was developed to deepen your experience and reach the results you so deeply desire. These are 22 somatic cycles organized into 4 progressive axes, with practices dedicated to structural thawing and the restoration of fascial elasticity. Your access is in the first pinned comment. Check if there are still spots available. The structure you inhabit holds more response than the time of hardening suggests. A single gesture with presence and axis is enough for the body to remember what it knew before it learned to protect itself.